Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Let's take another journey to the beach. I'm using a 24 by 36 canvas that I primed with a DecoArt white satin enamel, stencil butter. I wanted to give it a textured effect, as well as some baking soda, which I mixed in with the Art Supply modeling paste and that white satin enamel, and I put that down and let it cure for a couple of days. And let me talk about my color palette. I'll be using a Rolio Blue de France, a turquoise, and electric blue, also by Rolio, as well as a Mateo Chameleon mica powder that shapeshifts. So I'm hoping that as it dries, those colors will come through. I did actually make them a little bit more translucent because I did not want to cover the ocean and its waves completely with the resin. So I'm hoping it works out, just giving it another stir. I'm also using the Let's Resin Ocean White to create those waves, and I'm hoping it works out. I'm going to put some music on as I lay down the resin. I'm using the Nik Pro 1:1 ratio, mixed it really well, and let's get busy. So just want to continue spreading out that resin, trying to make sure that it's all covered, and feeling it under my fingertips really works well for me. And obviously, I think because this is a textured canvas, working with a tool to spread that would not get that resin to where I wanted to. So I can actually manipulate it a lot better by using my hands and just feeling the resin as it's covering all those little crevices in this textured canvas. Love what the ocean effect or what the resin is doing to that textured ocean effect. Really liking it. I'm thinking, should I put down the colored resin? Just want to kind of step back for a minute. It's just so pretty right now, but I'm just trying to decide if I want to add to it. I want to take the heat gun to this and blow it out. And let me put some music on while I do that. once again, just looking at the beauty of the resin on that textured ocean. It's just so pretty. But I am going to add the colors, and I'm actually going to start with the darker Bleu de France by Rolio, and then just gradually go in with the lighter shades. And like I said, I made it more of a translucent because I did not want to cover the textured effect on the canvas. And I did use a tallow blue by Mont Art on that, the ultramarine blue, and then I mixed in a little bit of white and ran that through that with the modeling paste mixed with the baking soda to create that texture. So I wanted to keep with sort of a wave-like effect or movement in the composition in that water. And I textured the sandy part or the shore part with that stencil butter, the sand dune, which I absolutely love. So just going in with those colors that I mixed into the resin, going in with the turquoise, and then with the electric blue, which is actually a little bit lighter. And I will introduce the Mateo Chameleon mica powder. And yes, if I didn't mention it earlier, these are all actually mica powders. I love the richness of the mica powders, more so than the paste. And I know that if I combine the two using different, different forms of colorants, I will get a different effect. But here I wanted to use straight mica powders, just trying to kick it up a little bit and add a little bit more depth to the composition. And you can see how those colors are interplaying. So here I want to go in with the Mateo Chameleon powder that I mixed with that resin. I do want to leave a little bit of or a little bit of area where that ocean is breaking on the shore for the Let's Resin Ocean White to hopefully create those cells or the foamy effect of the crashing of the waves. And you can see here it's going down sort of in the camera. I'm not seeing it actually as I'm doing it, but in looking back and doing this voiceover, I see that it has more of a rose purpley effect to it. I really wasn't expecting that, but I'm hoping it will work out as it blends with those blues. And the ocean, depending on where you are in this vast beautiful world, comes in different shades, different hues. In some areas there's more blues and greens, and other areas it's lighter turquoise, some teal sometimes, and yes, even some lavender, and some greens. So just trying to use the blow dryer just to kind of mingle it together. And then I'm going to go in with the heat gun and probably do a swipe to get some movement. So I'm just going to turn some music on because it gets rather noisy and difficult to hear even though I have the volume up. So enjoy the music, and I'll see you in a few. So I put down the Let's Resin Ocean White that I had mixed in with the resin mixture. I'm going to just kind of putting in some waves or creating lines to generate the breaking of the waves, the foam, the sea foam. I'm hoping they work out. I'm not really sure with the Ocean White by Let's Resin. The other seems to have worked out better, where I just used the regular white and it created some real pretty cells. I'm not really sure, and I noticed it as I was putting this down, but I just want to blow it out and turn the music back on because it does get rather noisy. Manipulating the dryer here to get that white resin, the cell activating resin, excuse me, to go where I want it to, so that I am going along that breaking crest, as it were, and just trying to get the cells to activate a little bit more. It's actually blending a little bit more than I had expected, and that lavender seems really bright, but I'm not really noticing it as much as I'm working on the piece as I am when I'm doing this voiceover and looking at it through the camera. So what I do is I first generate those cells by angling my dryer to get the paint, the resin to go where I want it to, and then just using it back and forth depending on, if it's gone down too far, then I will take it and angle it in the opposite direction just to get, again, the cells to go where I want them to. So I'm hoping this works out. I'm going to continue with some music and see you in a few. going to just stop with the dryer for a minute and just check the composition to see if I want to create anything else. I am going to add some seashells on that sandy beach, those white sands. And I thought I would just do some starfish and some conch, some clams, just things that you might find when you're strolling on that beautiful beach. And just torching out the bubbles. Although with this texture, it might actually not generate as many bubbles, but just want to make sure that there aren't anywhere I don't want them to be. And again, I really appreciate you joining me today. Hopefully everyone is having a glorious day. It is actually a real pretty day today. There's no wind, but there are quite a few flies flying about, and you can see them in my camera. I want to take you in for a close-up so you can see what's going on. Love at the that line where the crusting is, that it's almost like an aquamarine. Well, it is the aquamarine, obviously, that I used by Rolio, but it's really, really pretty. Not as many cells or foam as I thought, but we'll see how it dries. And again, I'll be adding some shells to this. Let me know what you think. Would really love those comments. Do hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful day and enjoy the week. Be good to one another and yourselves.